Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing. And thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, a very big shout out to Moses Ken. If you are not following him, please go follow him because he has great content, right? And he's this video he talked about white supremacist and how it failed, white privilege and proud black empowerment, right? This video is packed with so many great information. And he firstly started by asking, how is it that white people messed up 400 years of, they messed up 400 years, right? Then he asked them, how come they allow that, like they held black people and other people of color down for how many years? Absolutely 400 years when they allow themselves or their own people to get 400 years start ahead of black people. You see, these are the things like when I talk about how far or how the systemic racism has really held black people down for a longer time. And then if there is one thing black people most especially they have been fighting for years, it's nothing but to dismantle the system that has been oppressing them because this system was built way, way back. And he also mentioned how proud he is to be a black person because black people have the best stories ever told and all that. And he went further to say that regardless of everything that has happened, black people are still progressing. Let's get into this.
How did white people mess up a 400-year head start? How did this happen? How is it that a nation of people, a race of people, held people of color by the collar while they allowed their people to get a 400-year head start? You sabotaged anything we could have done. We couldn't read, we couldn't write, we couldn't unify in any way, we couldn't congregate in any way. We weren't even considered human. See, this is why I am so proud to be black. I'm so proud to be a person of color because we have the best story ever told. Regardless of what criticisms I've given my people, regardless of what critiques, regardless of what I've said about my people, I still view us as the greatest. And by us, I mean people of color. Don't you know who you are? These people held you by the collar, held you in place so you couldn't move, learn, do nothing by yourself. Also, they can stay ahead of you. Do you understand what that means? That means that they know how powerful you all are. They know how powerful a black woman is. They know how powerful a black man is. Because if they didn't, guess what? They would have pulled themselves up by their own bootstraps and built America on their own instead of going and kidnapping slaves. Oh, wait, white man, I know what you about to say. Oh, but black people weren't the only slaves. No, we weren't. But we were the only ones who've had our identity completely stripped from us. We are the only ones who have been completely separated and don't even know the origins of African Americans. Oh, but Africa sold you guys into slave. No. The very few chiefs, kings that did that cooperated, were considered outcasts, alienated, were considered traitors well before that transaction even happened. And plus, it's kind of hard to deny a transaction when we ain't got nothing but bows and arrows and y'all showing up on ships with rifles making offers that we literally cannot refuse. Let's not forget how America plays. Let's not forget how America presents you with an offer, but the offer is really rhetorical. It's really a trick question. Throughout all the trial and tribulation, throughout all the horrific acts done by you, we are still here. So I ask again, how did you fumble a 400-year head start? How did you fumble a point in time where you were trying to completely eradicate people of color and you couldn't do it? That's why I be so mad at my people. That's why I be so disappointed in my people. That's why I be on y'all the way I be on y'all. Because these motherfuckers know who you are. These motherfuckers know how powerful you are. These motherfuckers know your potential. They just convinced you that your potential is low. They convinced you that you're a nobody. They convinced you that you are nothing and you are lesser than them. When if that was true, they would have built America on their own. They wouldn't have had to go and get them slaves. They wouldn't have had to deal with Africa at all. They wouldn't have had to take out loans from that same tyrannical place that they say they fled from. They wouldn't have had to create alliances with France. They wouldn't have had to use Christianity to start the slave trade if they were so great. How did y'all white folks mess up a 400-year head start? It's the same thing. Every 4 years, they blaming every issue in America on people of color, on immigrants, when you're an immigrant, on Joe Biden, on Kamala Harris, on Barack Obama. They blame it on everybody except the motherfucker that created the system that we in. White people now are like, oh, woe is me, the country's going to shit. Oh my God, the immigrants. Oh my God, we're gonna lose this. Oh my God, the tyrannical government. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? The America's going to shit. No, America's been shit. You just now finding out. You late to the party. Why did you not listen to people of color when we told you all of this back then? See, when it was beneficial to be white, you ignored all of us. But now that your privilege is virtually gone, dead, because the same system, the same government, the same media that you put in place has gotten greedy and now sees you, white man, as a target too. Yes, you have privilege, or at least you had it. And this is usually where they start whining, oh, what privilege do I have today? The 400-year head start that your ancestors gave you, that's a privilege. The fact that y'all were allowed to run full sprint as far as you can run while everybody else was held in place trying to run, can't get nowhere because they are held by their collar, by your ancestors. How did y'all fumble a 400-year head start? God, I love being black. I love being a person of color, because do you understand the level of failure that is? Every 4 years, this damn country's on the verge of collapse. Every 4 years, it's the same policies being presented. Every 4 years, it's the same promises broken. And guess what you all do? Still participate in this system. But when shit go bad, hey, we need to change this. They're not going to change nothing. You know why? Because your vote is free. You don't demand nothing for your vote. You don't demand nothing for the dollar. You don't demand nothing for nothing. So why would they respect you? Why would they help you? Why would they rebuild America in the image it's supposed to be in when you're paying for corruption? Why would the devil change the devil's ways if you keep playing the same game that the devil likes to play? Here go the whites. It's Kamala Harris, it's Joe Biden, it's Barack Obama. No. It's America. Here's a direct message from a black man to all the racist supremacists of the world. Because y'all seem to only have nuts when you're on social media talking. There's no need to jump in comments. There's no need to do all the tough internet stuff. When you see me or any of my people out in public, just pop it off if you really want an issue that bad. If you really want it to go down. There's no need to wait in the shadows for your favorite politician to give you instruction. Pop it off. I'm so sick of hearing all you supremacists, all you tyrants, all you racist individuals talk about these migrants, talk about these people like you ain't the original migrant. Like you ain't the original illegal immigrant. Like you ain't the original colonizer. Like you ain't the original thief. Like you ain't the original mass murderer, mass rapist. You're all of these things. I hear Trump talking all this deportation and yeah, I hear all of that, but so should white people be deported? Should we treat white people the same way whites are trying to treat the migrants? Wouldn't that make sense since that's your ideology? Since you're saying the migrants are here illegally, but you are. The European American illegally occupies indigenous land to Africans and Native Americans. So what are we talking about here? What is the selective outrage and selective hearing about this issue? Any racist. You don't like black people, you don't like Hispanics, you don't like Puerto Ricans, you don't like Asians, whatever it is, you don't like us? Pop it off. Stop talking. Y'all talk too much. You cowardly asses just sit on the internet and talk and create bot and troll accounts to troll people, and it ain't working. We don't care about you. We ain't interested in talking to you. We don't want nothing to do with you. None of us. I don't understand why y'all are so obsessed with what black people are doing. You obsessed with what Hispanics are doing. You obsessed with what the migrants are doing. You obsessed with what everybody else is doing, but yet your government don't even care about you. Let's remember, I'm the same person that said, regardless of color, a combat veteran shouldn't have to pay another bill in this country. I'm the same person that said I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. I'm not a Blood nor a Crip. I'm not none of these things. So I speak unbiasedly. Joe Biden is an issue. Donald Trump is an issue because the agenda that they serve together goes against the forward momentum of the people. Why is it that we still participate in the Republican and Democrat gang war? Neither side give a damn about your broke ass. But you sitting up there arguing and debating for people that just line in their pockets with corporation money. You sitting up there arguing and debating for people that's trying to figure out how to further divide you from your children and your family and your neighborhood and your community. They are trying to gain more and more control over you and your household, and you sitting up there arguing with a person that's just as broke as you about who you want them to vote for. I don't care what side you on. Both these individuals is the problem. On one hand, you got one that can't even speak a full sentence properly. And on the other hand, you got a racist with a supremacist base that's just a purebred idiot. You lose on both ends. Black people lose, white people lose, Hispanics lose, everybody loses because guess what? Both these individuals is unqualified and incompetent. So what is this really about? Because if it's a war that y'all are trying to start in America, pop it off, bro. There's no need to do all the subliminal waiting in the shadows for a politician to tell you to do it. Pop it off. We gonna answer the door. I promise you. I promise you, once you pop it off, we gonna answer the door. We see you from a mile away because we've been dealing with you since the beginning. All of this fake outrage about the migrants, forgetting that the original migrants is you.
This is all I got from this video, and a very big shout out to Moses Ken. Thank you so much for these beautiful words. The truth is that a lot has really happened to Black people. I mean, all these years, and you can imagine how many years that they took from Black people during slavery and post-slavery, post-slavery, and all that. Until this very moment, all I can sit back and tell you is that Black people have really come a very long way. And with everything that has happened, with all the drama and all that, Black people are still progressing and doing great for themselves. Are we where we are supposed to be? Maybe no. Are we where we were during slavery? Absolutely not. Is there improvement? Absolutely. We are progressing. There is a whole lot of improvement, but we are working so hard as we can to get the majority of the systems dismantled, all the system that has been affecting Black people. All of them absolutely need to go. So I see one of the reasons why Black people are working so hard to make sure that a lot is being dismantled. And I am rooting for every one of you. And also, the best I can do is to render my voice. And I keep speaking and keep talking. And to this very moment, I love the way he said he is not Democrat nor Republican, but all he wants is just for something good to happen, you know. But majority of them are always in the corner looking for a way to put black people, because now you all could see what has been going on all this period. They were saying Joe Biden is too old to run. And Joe Biden actually listened and gave way because he wanted, someone else to take up the risk, which he handed over to, he already, handed over. No, he did not hand over, but he told the vice president to move on with the presidential pursuit. And since then, it's been stories of Kamala Harris, this Kamala Harris that, and couple the fact that she also came out to also identify as a black woman. So for that reason, a lot has been going on. The truth is that some people actually do not know why they are fighting her, because she said she's a black woman. Am I disputing where she is from or something? But all I know is that she is biracial, which there is nothing wrong in being biracial, right? And if she decided to claim her, I don't know the part where she is, but I know she's biracial, and I am happy for whatever she wants to continue doing and all of that. For those that want to support her, let them support. If you are not if you are not supporting her, that is also absolutely okay. I am not campaigning for anybody or something. But one of the major reasons why everybody's eyes became so much on black people or on her was because she mentioned that she is a black woman. And let me tell us something. One thing they do not want us to do is to ever hold power. They are very, very scared that if black people ends up holding this power, what it's going to be of us, what it's going to happen, how are we supposed to cope, and the rest of it. I don't know if you understand it. So this is also one of the reasons why the controversy and all that, a lot of people, like so many people have a lot to say, but I appreciate the fact that, opinion, it's really important. People with their different opinions and all that. But some people's opinion are very harmful. So we can also be cautious of what we say and all that. Moving forward, you all can see, they are, when it comes to black, brown people and all that, the truth is that some people have refused to understand that there are also brown people, or there are also a marginalized group, right? And some of them already have identified with white supremacists and all that, leaving some certain things, or trying to, looking for a way to, curb black people. But one thing I want you all to know is that if you check the history, you definitely will see from the beginning till the wherever we are now, how black women, most especially black people, fought so hard to make sure that majority of the people were able to get their rights. They fought hand in hand with other people of color. But when it comes to other people fighting for black people, it does not work like that. But then I am a very firm believer that my support for you is not transactional. It does not mean that when probably I need help that I must summon you to. No, it is not transactional. It's either you want to help me or you don't want to help me. And that is it. Some of them have refused that I refuse to come together to fight, because I see a lot of them pushing back and forward, looking for a way to make things not so good for black people. Why? Because they feel like they are going to punish, or probably make things hard for black people. And in the end, it ends up hurting them. And the fact that they are always being told from the onset, do not do this and it's going to harm you, it's harmful, it's not good for you. And they end up doing it, then come back to realize their mistake. And they're probably wanting black people to join to help them fight it. This time around, we are letting them sit that out. So yeah, This is how far we have come. But yeah, I am very happy and very proud of how far we have come, and I continue to push forward. And eventually, all our efforts collectively will yield fruit. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.